Okay, part two, because my phone died last time. And where were we? We were talking about, I think my camera, there, maybe that's better. We were talking about this last one down here. This is basically the most recent iteration of the layout. We're talking about how this entire layout fits into those boxes. I have videos about that on my YouTube channel, and you guys can go look them up if you want. I don't think I need to talk about it too much, except the reason why I did that is I was talking about how every other layout was either on the floor. This is on the floor. This is actually on a bit of a platform that they gave us at the Novolog show, which is neat. This is on the oh, for crying out loud. This is on the stage. The second thing that goes when you get old is the memory. This is on a stage. This was on a couple tables. This is on the floor. On tables that were notoriously uneven. You can see all the way across, because these are 2.5 by 6 foot tables going like this all the way down. And so we had to shim the feet with paper, cardboard, whatever, to just to get it remotely level. Again, this is 3 tables, this is 2 tables, blah, blah, blah. So either you're on the tables that they provide, which again, notoriously uneven, or you're on the floor, basically floor. I started just putting on the floor because it was just a lot easier. So all these original ones were on tables all the way to, I think this one. This was I think that was at St. Jacobs, and we just put it on the floor. That was on the floor, and you can see that the oh no, I think they give us tables, because these are the stanchions that they provide over at Brick World. Floor, stage floor, definitely floor on carpet. And you would think that'd be better, but carpet was a pain, because every time you stepped on something, because the carpet would press down. Anyway, a little bit of a stage, but still a floor, crappy tables, floor on a stage, and now this one. So I did the video, and so this is behind this gray beam here. And beside these, there's 2x4s going right across, like joists in a house for a wall, except it's a floor. We call them joists again on the floor. And the modules sit right on top of that, so it's perfectly flat, which works out fantastically. It makes it easier to set up. So as I said in a different video, one of my main drives now for the layout is to make it easy to transport, easy to store, easy to modify if I need to modify. And so those boxes, 8 of them, make this so easy now. They're in my garage right now. I could take this whole layout right now and get it over to somebody's house or another show, if there was a show, and set the thing up in under 2 hours. So setting that up under 2 hours, setting this one up 2 days. That's a huge difference, okay? The rest of it, on top of the floor, whatever, I get to the age where I remember setting this thing up, and I was on my quote-unquote hands and knees the entire time, setting all this stuff up, sitting on my butt on the floor. And you get a sore back after a while. I mean, that's a long setup. Now, I will say this was not nearly as long as that, because I didn't have the complexity of the monorails layout. I mean, there's a lot more monorail in this one than that one, but they were easy to set up. Jeff and I really made this one as complicated as we possibly could get. We really wanted to make it complicated. It was a lot of fun. I will say, out of all of these, this one was a lot of fun for what we did for it, but it looks messy when you're actually looking at it. The details get lost in the mess. And that was the other criteria. So you look at this, a few ships, a few buildings, the actual sets, a lot of space. You'll go to some shows where people just completely pack the base plates with as many ships and vehicles and people as possible. And don't get me wrong, that's cool to look at, but it's messy, it's complex. Well, not complex, it's just messy. Your eye doesn't know where to go. So you can see most of our shows, there's a lot of space. Not to use that word in the classic space layout, but there's a lot of gray. You can see there's a lot of space. I mean, as some people know, I could have completely covered that entire layout where you wouldn't be able to see the base plates. I have enough classic space sets that you would not be able to see the base plates at all. But then it gets messy. And then, of course, I have to transport all that to a show and from a show. This one, there's a lot of emptiness. And that's because you're on the moon. And like if you watch an old show like Space 1999, which is a moon base, or other shows that show even aliens, when they're going to the planet, like they had the buildings, but when they're between the buildings, there's a lot of empty, quote unquote, empty space. You don't have to fill up every square centimeter with stuff. You can leave stuff open. I think this view is one of the best views because you can see there's space of, you know, landscaping, we'll call it. So when I'm doing this layout, which is basically the same layout as down there, there's space, and I don't want to pack it. So that's another point. So make it easy to set up, easy to store, easy to transport, but also easy to look at, easy on the eyes, not complicated, not too busy. That one looks really busy. I'm gonna say that it looks too busy. No, it's the angle of the shot too. It's not like an above shot, it's a sideways shot, so you're looking through all the monorails. But excuse me, I don't know, I want it to look pleasing to the eye. And I think out of all of these various iterations, and we had fun in each and every single one of them. I mean, and each one of them, the reason why they're in here, because each one has a specific memory. As they say, this is the one where there was absolutely no batteries. The whole thing was run on 9-volt train controllers, Lego 9-volt train controllers, which is utterly fantastic. And people still ask when they see the videos. Every one of these has a video, by the way, on my YouTube channel. I might link them. You just go look at my YouTube channel. There's like every one of these has a video. I show that I powered every one of these things with a 9-volt train controller, which I actually don't have on my desk right now. I put them all away. But anyway, this was fun. Brick World. It was a fun trip, and Jeff, Ian Green, and I were down there. It was a fun trip, and Sandy, Josh was just born. I think he was like 18 months old, and we had a nice trip to Chicago. So there's memories to there. This was just Jeff and I ad hoc, just dumping stuff in a layout. Just a lot of fun. This was in Janie's Lego store for the longest time on display. This was set up for a bunch of months. You can see when I took the picture, the flashes on the glass separating the layout from the public. That was fun. I will say St. Jacobs, Janie's store, where I could just go in, set this up, and just leave it for months. And then every so often I would drive over and have a look at it. And the fingerprints on the glass, Janie used to tell me that daily they would have to go over and spray the glass and take off the fingers, because people would just be sitting there like just face pressed against the glass to look at the layout. That's very sweet. It was awesome. And even sometimes I would show up and just casually just stand there, and people would stop by and just gawk. I mean, I do, because the only time, I keep on saying this, the only time I get to see this together is at a show because I have no place in my house to set it up. There's that one video on my YouTube channel where I actually set up in my driveway back in the fall or the summer. It's the only time I've actually set up the entire layout in my house or near my house, because I'd have to set up in the driveway because there's no room in my house to set this layout up. This is one of my favorites for Brick Fete. 10 by 18. Janie just gave me the entire wall basically and said, do what you want. So I did. Could have been a lot better. That was too much space. I will say that. 10 by 18, or 7.5 by 18. It was way too much space. I mean, I could have populated it more with more ships and stuff, but I would have to transport all of that to the show. Nova Lug, that was utterly fantastic. Jean-Marc invited us to display at his show in the East Coast there, and we drove out in the middle of winter. Thankfully we didn't hit a snowstorm. We drove through Quebec and into New Brunswick. It was a beautiful drive, and the show was great over the weekend. They put us up in the hotel. Really lovely show. Lovely people I met there. The Family Fun Fest with Kevin. I like doing that myself. It's quote unquote dirty and dusty, but then again, all the other shows that were inside a International Center. That was an International Center, International Center, International Center. You come home and your parts are all dusty. But it was truncated. That took a couple, like wasn't even an hour to set up because again, it's really, really downsized. It was a lot of fun for the weekend. The lights out stuff and making the thing all lit up is, as you know in my other videos, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Always a good time. And it just adds, again, one more layer of coolness to the show, to the layout, having everything lit up. And I'm not done yet, but lit up or not lit up, I still think that it's a nice layout for doing shows. So in the end, I wanted to try the printing, and this was the quickest way I could actually demonstrate if it's going to work. And so this thing sits on an easel beside the layout, because when I'm at a show, people ask me, "Oh, look at this layout. Now, when did you make it?" Well, since 2007, and I say in various iterations, and it's ever evolving. As you can see, the last bunch basically are similar enough to there's enough consistency across that you can just see the buildings are the same, slight differences, but overall it makes the setup and takedown a lot easier. So $50 to get that from the printers. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to try to finish the hierarchy or the org chart of the layout, because I think it adds just one more sense of realism to. It's not just Lego toy. There's an actual story behind it. These people in the fictional universe of the Cassiopeia Sirius lunar base have lives, and they have jobs, and they have, all that stuff. I want to get that done. I haven't even looked at it in a while, but I do want to get that done. So there you go. Kind of a neat thing. This isn't all the shows we did with this layout, with a classic space layout. I left a lot out, but they were very similar to other ones. So these are the highlights. Each one has a story behind it. Each one of these basically has a video on my YouTube channel. So if you want to look at that, just go through the history of my YouTube channel and you'll see them. Going forward, I think for a while, it's going to look like this with the boxes and the platform already done, and the buildings are going to be in the same spot. I'm just going to work on detailing it more greebles, more doodads, more moisture evaporators. Again, the rip off from Star Wars. More things on the layout that will catch the eye, but again, not too busy. I do like this. It's not packed with stuff. I don't like too busy. I think I said it enough. So there you go. I don't think I can get the whole thing in one shot. Forgive all the bags over there. A bit of a mess going on in my leg room right now, because I'm sorting and stuff. So there you go. You guys all stay safe. Take care. Know that I hope everybody's doing well. I'm thinking of you all. You guys are honestly really good friends of mine, and I miss doing shows. I miss hanging out with you. And when we all get our shots, because they're being delivered now, we can do a show again. And then I will see all of you there. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay socially distant, wear your mask, and I will talk to you soon.